Hi everyone, this is Amy for Get Fit with Amy, and I made you guys a video a couple days ago about tips for sticking with a exercise routine. And I just wanted to come back on here and make a video about giving you some tips on how to stick to a diet or lifestyle way of eating. And the first tip I would like to give you is you should always make a menu for the week, weekly meals. Make a grocery list with the ingredients that you will need. Take the grocery list with you. Don't forget it at home, because if you forget it at home, you're probably going to grab stuff that you don't need and don't really get home and you're like, oh, I didn't want to get this. So trust me, take a grocery list with you, make a weekly menu plan, and be prepared for that. The next thing is to pre-make your meals for the day. You don't want to make them for the week unless that's your thing and that's what you want to do, but I always find it helpful to make my meals for the next day, store them in the Gladware containers, so they're ready to be heated up for the next day, and things like that. Is very helpful because you're more likely to be held accountable for making those meals, stick the next day. You're like, oh yeah, they're already made. It's easier that way. The next thing is to, for your snacks also, if you cut up veggies and you cut up fruits and you wash them off and everything and you put them in containers in the refrigerator, you're more likely to grab for those. Like you open your refrigerator door, you're like, oh yeah, those are already pre-made, they're pre-washed, instead of reaching for cookies that are already ready to go. You just have to open up the package. Well, you just made it the same for your veggies and fruits. The next tip I have is keep a food journal. And I never thought that this was important until I actually started keeping a food journal, because it holds you accountable for all of the handfuls of whatever chips, the chips that you tasted, the brownies that you wanted to try. It holds you accountable for everything. Write down every single thing you put in your mouth. I don't care if it's a gob of Cool Whip in your just anything that you eat, write it down. And also that goes along with the food journal is calories. Write how many calories it was. And I know that a lot of people think calories, oh, I don't want to count calories. Oh, it's how annoying. But honestly, if you start keeping a food journal, which is vitally important, writing down calories will become like second nature. You're just like, oh, okay, I'm going to write what I wrote. I'm going to write what I ate down, and then I'm going to write the calories. And then you're going to be like, oh yeah, this is easy. It's going to take a couple weeks to get used to doing stuff like that, but I'm telling you, it's going to become easier and easier. And when I started keeping a food journal, I really started looking at what I was eating. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how many of these calories are adding up. I didn't even believe I was eating that much. No wonder I'm not dropping weight. It is very important to keep track of what you're putting in your body so that you know and can be held accountable for what you're doing, and you can reduce or increase. It is also vitally important to remember that if you think you're eating too many calories, it is also important to remember that you may be eating too less calories. If you're exercising a lot, you need to, put the fuel back into your body, so it's important not to overeat calories. It's important not to undereat calories. And it's, you got to figure that out. It's based on your body weight, how much activities you do during the day, your resting metabolism rate, and all that. And if you want help figuring that out, I can help you with that. But my next tip is family involvement. Now, I know that all of us want to get healthier, and sometimes our families don't want to say, oh, I don't want to stick to a diet plan, because I know that we're all busy and we don't want to sit there and cook meals for ourselves and then go ahead and cook meals for our family members. It just doesn't work that way. But if you look up healthy online meals, all of them are not tasteless. You can cook a meal involving chicken for recipe or whatever. Look that up. There are tasty meals that you guys can cook for your whole family, and you can say, see, this doesn't taste so bad, and you can have your benefits of the reduced calories, and they can have their benefits of what tastes good. So you should check that out. There's a ton of recipes online that you can find. Another thing is protein is important at every meal, or at least at lunch and dinner, because if you're going ahead and you're doing weightlifting workouts and you're tearing that muscle up and you're working it out, it's going to need to be rebuilt. So protein is very important. So make sure you have a serving of that with at least 2 meals a day. Water. Water is so important to weight loss. I never thought it was. And I always used to just be like, my husband used to say, oh, you know, you should be drinking water, you know, it'd probably help you. And I'm like, water is just, I always have only 2 glasses of water a day, and that was usually when I was working out, and I was just like, water, I don't need water. And I'm telling you, water is so important. I didn't believe that till like a couple months ago, but it is. You got to drink your water. It's very, very important. It'll help you get regulated. It'll help you have more energy. It'll help you just flush out all the toxins in your body. Just water is so important. Another quick tip before I sign off here is if you're finding it very difficult to get full because you feel like you're restricting your calories and you don't want to go over, soup is a very good filler upper. You know, if you're going to buy the pre-made soups, pre-canned soups, make sure that you buy the reduced sodium ones, because sodium can help you sometimes gain weight, and you don't want to do that. Otherwise, you can make your own soup with reduced fat and reduced sodium chicken broth, and you can throw in all the vegetables that you want, and there's, you know, all kinds of healthy soup recipes online for that too. So soup fills you up if you feel like, you know, you're being deprived in whatever, and, you know, it does it with less calories. So those are my tips for sticking to a diet, and I will be on later to give you guys some more tips about weight loss and everything else. Alright, have a great day, guys.